My name is Laura Howell. I'm 39 and I work at the University of Aberdeen as a teaching technician, and I live with my dear husband Marius. He's been my absolute rock throughout this entire time. 2023 was a particularly challenging year for me. I'd recently had surgery for endometriosis excision. It hadn't gone as well as I'd hoped. And I was really struggling at work. It was getting very overwhelming. I was completely at my wit's end. I was so worn down and I had a nervous breakdown. It was around about the same time that I discovered a lump in my breast. I distinctly remember going to the hospital thinking, it's just going to be one of those things. It'll be a precautionary thing. They're just going to have a look at me and be like, no, you're fine, and go home. So I didn't take anyone with me. I just went in on my own. This will be a breeze. I remember lying on the table. I was getting an ultrasound, and the sonographer was doing his thing. The nurse was holding my hand, and I clocked him making a bit of a face. The nurse squeezed my hand, and in that instant, I thought, something's not right. I asked him, it's not good, is it? The pathology results came back, and the consultant said, you've got an HER2 positive cancer. It's a particularly aggressive form of cancer. And she said, I distinctly remember her saying, in a remorseful tone, you have to go through chemotherapy, which could shut down your ovaries. I almost jumped for joy, actually, hearing that, because I've lived my whole adult life with endometriosis. The thought of not having to bleed all the time and not being in all this pain and all that from that, in that moment, I just felt like, wow, this could actually help me. I'm taking this as a victory. I'm quite an outdoorsy person, and I always have my camera with me. And I remember the day after I'd been told about my chemotherapy and everything I was about to endure, I went out for a long walk, and I went along the River Don. It's not far from where I live. And I was feeling a bit emotional, and I just stood there for a minute or two, and I was tearing up. It was all starting to kind of sink in, when suddenly this otter emerged from the river, and it looked straight at me, and I looked at it, and we just had this moment of connection and I remember thinking at the time, there will always be little moments like this to live for. I'll never ever forget my first chemotherapy session. Obviously, my mind was reeling with anxiety and concerns about what was ahead. But then this lovely lady appeared, wheeling in a trolley. She was wearing a red t-shirt, and she wheeled in a trolley with some nail polish and stuff on it. And she had this genuine, warm smile. She said, would anybody like some reflexology? And my eyes lit up. This was Karen, and she's an absolute ray of sunshine. I was just in the most awkward spa day ever. And she made me feel completely at ease. It meant so much to me that I even started looking forward to coming to the Anchor unit. And that was when I heard about the Friends of Anchor Wellbeing retreats. It opened up a world of continued support amongst people who understand what it's like to go through cancer treatment. They understand the fatigue, they understand the brain fog, they understand that your body is not the body that you went in there with. That connection with people really meant a lot to me at a time where I felt very lonely and very isolated. The little things in life are actually the big things. Cherish the times you feel good, and just hold out every day. Look for those little glimmers that bring you joy and comfort and peace. Seize them, enjoy them. Make the best of them.